It's why you make my life easy. To find another to pop all I when I'm up and stuck in it. Here we go. Don't see me. I got to see it. I got to see what you got. You got me on the table. God, to my ears again. I got to leave baby. Baby girl, you were rocking me. You were stuck today. It's not a feeling tight when you're by my side. Only there. Good morning. Good morning, my people. It's the green and positive in high definition. Take a picture of you. Make your dimension, baby girl. Girl, it's what I feel inside when you're by my side. When you kiss me, when you touch me, the way you love me. I feel ready for fire. Say better, or me put fire. Every girl you will She done a lot for me, so I do the simple thing for her. Cause she gave me one, everything she gave me one thing. Good morning, my people. How are you today? Question Friday. It is. I hope you guys are doing well today. And of course, omwaka tugutwara. It's 10 days into the year 2025, 10 days into the month of January 2025. It's 10 days in there. I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Question Friday. Ask your questions. But I hope you're doing well. Yesterday twaguze kawondo milioni 17 emipira jonna mipya oli yabadde yakagiteekako and yo masavu kyekirala ekitakola SC ekitakola SC. But I'm going to tell you the story, guys. The same person that we went and we wanted to buy the Vanguard of 15 million, yaguze kawondo ene 17. But I'm going to tell you, of course, he paid the second leg of inspection. Like I tell you normally, which is why it's important that we talk about your options way before you decide to go into the field. But yes, Question Friday. To feeling a good, then but na feeling a good out to kwache embozi. Yeah. With another style, okay, man. I don't know why I do, but I'm feeling so good, like I want the whole hood. Feel like getting me a sweet out today. I make a smile, I make a laugh. I make a wine. I'm so legal. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel nice. After that, I'll take. Bana muchena gambe kyabadde ekyo oba kyabadde kirala kyemanyi kyabadde ekyo. So my face, where we will play, what we go with play. Jump. We rule the world. We're gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them dance. Jump. If I'm feeling good, jump. If I'm feeling good, jump dance. bamanyi chamati mushaga yateka mujite yo baba. Top. But anyway, good morning once again, guys. Today is Question Friday. Tugenda kuddamu ebibuuzo ate era manyumiza emboozi eya Ipsum gye twaguze at 7 million, and of course the Harrier Kaundo that we bought at 17 million yesterday. So the Ipsum was the other day, I think, and then the Kaundo was yesterday. So I'm going to tell you the full. We stopped at the time when we went to buy the Vanguard, and the Vanguard paperwork did not check out. Yeah, so I'm going to continue the Kaundo story from the time that we went to get the Vanguard. From the time that the Vanguard's paperwork did not check out and we decided to not buy it. And then I'll conclude that story at the time when the person that bought the Kaundo called me. If he's watching, to see me Eddie Wabuye Nelson, good morning. George Bob Louis, good morning. To Muhimbise Ivan, good morning. Waswa Emmanuel Pablotti M. Andama Desmond, Paul Sema VIP, Derek Lule, Nsereko Starch. I hope you guys are doing well. Yonaje Mori. I hope Mukama Akume. Baram Murie Wozi. Uriotia. Baram. Someone told me to Minister Baram. Barisomanga Baram. But Minister Baram is a Muro, right? Oma Baram ne Baram Vanjauro. Tuone Parts Limited. Good morning. How is Tanzania? Dar. How is Tanzania? Nalunjoji Harriet. Good morning. Arthur, you talked about Harrier 2.5 is better than a Forester 2 liter. Can you please try to elaborate more? Thanks. In terms of performance and reliability. Let's talk about reliability. The Harrier 2.4 will not give you the maintenance is quite affordable. Why? Literally, the only thing that dies in the Harrier Kaundo would be the shocks. Zokaze zifa. Ate, if you don't overload it, the shocks will never die. And also, if you don't just hit potholes like you were sent to hit them, the shocks will never die. And they are the most expensive thing that I've had on the Kaundo. The other thing that would die would be the engine. But if you buy the engine, you buy a car that has an engine that is healthy, and you service it properly and on time, then you'll not have a dead engine anytime soon. I think those are the two things that you'll be scared of. I drive about 100 kilometers a day, and I can tell you that bushes I drive some considerable distance of Maram, yeah. But bidwa webinya bivuga ne bushes zirwawo kufa. Shock absorbers nazo zifa, but zirwawo. When we do a comparison with the Subaru 2 liter, esobora okubanga Kaundo enywamu katono okusinga ku Subaru, but the amount of fuel you'll save with the Subaru, you'll invest in spare parts and probably some breakdowns, because there are people that have definitely drove their Subarus and had no trouble. But I can tell you that maintaining a Subaru is much more expensive. A Forester 2 liter is much more expensive than maintaining a Harrier Kaundo. Which take it spare our bay, but mechanic our bay at it's very delicate. And then the other thing that you need to understand when it comes time for you to sell, which will come, it always comes. And I've seen people bagamba and say, Arthur, sigura ya kutunda and all, you're going to want to sell one time. The Kaundo will give you back your money. The Subaru, I am not sure. Which take it will give you back some money, but the Subaru depreciates a lot. The Subaru depreciates a lot. And then the Kaundo depreciates at a much slower rate. So considering all those things, the only reason people actually buy Subarus is because Subarus are cheaper. I'm telling you. You go to the bond and you want to buy a Harrier. 2010 Harrier is at 60 million. 2014 2013 Subaru Forester is at 45, 46. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, yeah? So it also depends on what you want, but majority of the people that buy Subarus are buying them because Subarus are much more affordable than Toyotas. So if price is the issue, go ahead and buy Subaru. You'll upgrade later. But if you're looking at reliability, the extra money that you invest in a Harrier might actually be worth it. Mark Suna, good morning. Stephen L, good morning. Michael UG, good morning. The line I told you on Bombo Road that runs from Kawanda, the solid line that runs from Kawanda to Kawempe, it's actually okay if you come very early. I've seen people getting off the main road, Tebete, in a solid line. But if you wake up early like I do, and you keep your time, so what you do is you speed in the places you must speed, you overtake in the places you must overtake, because after all, you know, from Kawanda to Kawempe, you'll not be able to overtake, yeah? But of Idris, good morning. Fahad Kemis, good morning. Baram, Chokari. Felix Man, good morning. Arthur was sorted Nasuze Burunji. Which Toyota do you think is equivalent to Subaru Exiga? Gaia. I think the equivalent to Exiga would be either the Wish or the Vegetabatien, ISIS. What do you think is equivalent to Subaru Exiga? What are the good things about this Exiga, especially fuel? There is nothing good about the Exiga apart from the extra seats. I think it's literally the only Subaru that has more than that takes more than 4 passengers. All these other Subarus take 4 passengers. Ne Exiga etwala baba bameka edi babiri basatu batano. Yeah, it takes 6 passengers. It's the only Subaru that I know that does that. Maybe I've just not been exploring them, but it's a Subaru that takes a lot of passengers. That's the only special that is with it. And the trouble with it is that it loses very much faster than other Subarus because it's the Exiga. You get, yeah? Because no one will chitala, but then chitala chawan. Will the digital number plates increase the price of the Ugandan used cars? That's hard to predict, guys. That's really hard to predict. But I'm thinking the market is going to be disrupted, yeah? The market is going to be disrupted because for some time we will be confused. Numbers will not be used to identify new cars and all, yeah? Because it's the new cars that are getting the number plates first. So it means, in principle, the new cars will be older than the old cars. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the market is going to be confusing for like the next 3 years until everyone gets number plates. Because we are going to get to a time when, for example, you see that U80, we are going to get to a time when there are a number of cars that have same U80. Some are from the born, some are old. So the market is going to be a little bit disorganized. I cannot predict what's going to happen with the market because as long as people that inspect cars like me still exist, Toina Gogenda Guzamoro Kankadora number plate yet. Because the Chibina that has a UBS is still a Chibina. You get a Wish old model that has the newest number plate is still a Wish old model. So there's nothing you can change. But yes, the market is going to be disrupted, John. SPK driving school VIP or your way Kanyanya wali ku gas. John's info base J Baram agambe nze mbuuza fe abenkadde kina buzibu kyokuteekako fani zibbiri tekirina fani ebbiri ziteekeko by the way kiyambako emmoloka teyinza kucamuka tesobola Baram emmoloka bw'ogisaako fani ebbiri nga zonna ziwujja ogenda kulaba akalimi k'akatempu kye kagenda abeeranga wansi paka. Of course, now the downside is the engine is because the engine is not supposed to be cool all the time. It's supposed to be cold, then it runs warm. So kati chewali koze waitaddeko fani yemwe nene oba chewali koze Baram simanyo we moroka wagichamusisa naye oba tonnagichamusa. One thing you can do is you can have 2 fans but have one running all the time. Eyokubiri okay Baram wangamba oluzungu luno neme dukozesa nnyo. Kati kyogenda okukola Baram faani ezo bbiri ziteekeko zombi bwe bato nasyamusa mmotoka eyo faani ezo bbiri zombi ziteekeko then bw'oziteekako faani emba bakuweka switch eno munda ng'ogiteekako olwowulira nti kyetaagisa because emmoloka teri meant kubeera cold all the time. Engine erina okubugumamu okitegeera kati ng'osobola ogissaako gw'olaba nti oba ebbugu mulingi oba kiki okitegeera naye nga faani emu ebiseera ebisinga emala emmoloka zaffe ffe zino empya zonna zirina faani emu okitegeera but faani ey'okubiri yateranga kubeera ya SC okitegedde balamu emmoloka ezo enkadde faani emu yabeeranga ya radiator endala nga ya SC. Joshua Mugalasi, Mixed Farm, Henry Modern Juice, One God Media, 2 Billy Crown, Kamukama Godwin, a blissful morning to you too. How long does SC take after refill? Because mine takes like 3-4 months to refill again, but they checked it, no problem with it. Do you use it every day, SPK? Because once your SC works every day, let me explore that today, SPK. Let me explore that fact today. Give me the chance to explore that today. Give me a chance to explore that today. But SC should literally not go out. Okujjako ennaku ezimu okozesa SC oyo ng'ate endabirwamu ziri wansi, that can also affect. Musasizi Emmanuel, Mark Suna, what could be your recommended price for a 1.6 liter Subaru Impreza 2013 UBJ series? Woo! The new one is like 31 in the bond. So a UBJ has moved for some time now. You could probably buy it like 22, 23. Because it's a new model. I don't know if you get it lower, then you win, yeah. But I'm thinking most people are going to sell it to you at like 22, 23 because it's a 2013 model. Okitegera kati atanza omba nkugamba genda mu bond oje emmoloka million 3 ogule emmoloka bijje million 22. Subaru Impreza Mark X, which is the best. Subaru Impreza gives you very good fuel consumption. That Impreza there in front of us, but the Mark X gives you comfort. So it depends on what you want, and also the price, because that Impreza in front of us is definitely expensive. That Impreza in front of us at UBS number plate will be more expensive than the Mark X UBS. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Mr. Arthur is the only driver I know who has mastered the discipline when almost approaching the zebra cross. I mean, a zebra cross. Actually, for me, every time I approach a zebra crossing, I'm asking myself if it were my son's crossing, would I want another driver to stop? And the fact is, yes, I would want my driver to stop, but I think people just never think about it. Juma Ali, good morning. That is great, but very hot. I'm Samuel from Kamuli. Want to buy me a Golf? You want to buy a Golf? Good luck, my brother. Let them do an AC leak down test. May evaporate core is leaking inside dashboard. Nange chendowooza AC talina kugwamu. AC talina kugwamu. Omuvuga paka agenda okugwamu aba waliwo leakage. Waba waliwo leakage. And there are some people that don't know how to check those things. Nga yetamanyi kebera. Nga bo bateekamu buteesi n'okomawo n'ateekamu okitegeera because olaba me I drove the Corolla for all the time I drove it nga tefuna buzibu. Muto wange wavuga Corolla oba yakoona kayenja n'amenya akaseka akava katimba esi n'etandika okuggwamu n'engikola emitwalo 6 era yaŋŋamba kati era yaddamu n'efa kati awo namugamba gwamanyi yeekolere bw'anaagula ye n'anzitiza Corolla yange awo nga ngikola essinze ebituufu. Guys, let me tell you the stories. Ipsum je twaguze, we bought a Toyota Ipsum at 7 million. The gentleman called me the day before we bought the Ipsum, and he told me he wanted to buy Ipsum, and he had seen some Ipsum at 9 million. Yeah. And I did not really go. The first time we talked, he did not tell me the budget, but he told me, I want you to check for me. I'm going to buy Ipsum. I said, okay, you book. He did not book, but the next morning, very early in the morning, he booked. And when he booked, we talked, and then he came and phoned me and gave me the balance of the inspection fee. And then I went ahead and I think the mechanic phoned us around that area. So we went to see the first batch of Ipsums, and they were one was 8, 9, they said 9. And then when we bargained, the gentleman stopped at 8.5, and then another one was 10. And when they told us the price, then my next question was, what are you going to use this car for? And then he told me, I'm going to use it for taxi in Uganda. Mukyale eyo mukimanye ye wamu abanyankole Ipsum zikola taxi, wish zikola taxi okitegeera. So he told me moroka agenda giwaayo bagivuge taxi. I said okay. And now Ipsum ze bali batu said that the Ipsum they were selling 9 million, yeah, were the Ipsum Supers. For the guys that don't know Ipsum Super, the Ipsum Super is the Ipsum that has a cream interior. It has a cream interior, it has some extras on the bumpers. Basically the interior looks much better than the Ipsum Ordinary. What we bought is the Ipsum Ordinary, yeah. So when he told me what he's going to use the car for, my question, like always, was okay, then why are we buying a very expensive car if it's going to do commercial work? Now, even if you bought the Ipsum and it looked really nice, the moment it starts driving taxi, it will dwindle. Because you guys can remember, the guys that buy Chigeges from the bond, the Chigeges come looking really nice, yeah? And then before you know it, the Chigeges are old and they're unrecognizable. So we tried to look around until we came to the two Ipsums. We finally, there was a Ipsum that looked really nice. It was maroon, yeah? Maroon, and it looked really nice. Ngachina be extra, ngachina be bumper. Let me stay here. Ngachina gadi, ngachina akatanda wagulu, you get. So that Ipsum looked nice. And it also had 3 tires. 3 tires were good. And then there was this one that we bought. It didn't look as nice as the other one. And I think the other one was even cheaper. Now, the question is, why did we buy the Ipsum we bought? I think I've seen many Ipsums in my life, but this is one Ipsum that has an intact engine that I saw. The engine was pretty intact. The interior, when you look at the images I posted, the interior actually looks nicer than it looked. But that's how Ipsums are, yeah? They normally have damages on the door panels, and that's totally normal. But the seats were okay. The seats were definitely very fine. The body was okay, the way you see it. It had all tires. All tires were okay, and then it had a spare tire. Now, for the people that have bought some old cars, you would tell me, most of the old cars don't come with a spare tire. Somehow, I think when someone is going to sell the car, they sell the spare tire first. I had a spare tire, and it was buy and drive. This car was buy and drive. What did it have? It had some sockets that were tampered with, so the sockets have to be worked on. I also advised the person that bought the Ipsum to go and have very good service done. And when I say good service, I don't only mean engine oil change. I told him he should go to the garage and they remove the sieve in the, I'm forgetting what we call that. So I told him to go and have bajeyo karangs mu Uganda bozo butimba akayingini na aka gearbox. I know what that thing is called, the oil pan for the engine and the oil pan for the hydraulic, yeah, for the gearbox oil. They should remove the oil pans and wash the sieves. Babozo butimba bazeyo batekemu oil ompia na hydraulic ompia. Why? In a Morocco, the car is going to do commercial work, and because it's going to be doing commercial work, it's important that we start with very good oils, yeah. So and it's not a CVT, so it's definitely very okay to do that. So I don't know if he did that, but so that's how we ended up with the Ipsum. And the Ipsum seemed to be much better than the last Ipsum we bought at 7.5. Yeah, this Ipsum seemed to me in much better condition. The engine was so intact. Now we had some bit of drama with the Ipsum. When we bought it, I drove off because I had to go pick my kids from school, and the Ipsum buyer also drove off. Now a couple of minutes later, they call me and say, "Where is that man? The owner of that car has left his medicine in there." And same with the gallery. So they actually sent me a video of the guy removing things. But you guys that are buying used cars, you need to be extra careful. Ogule Morocco ngerimu edagala, witchcraft, because that's how some people keep their cars, yeah, from accidents, which I don't believe in, from their cars being stolen, which I still don't believe in, yeah. So the guy came and removed a lot of stuff that he got from that car. Like in the driver's seat, there were like batches of medicine, And then under the driver's seat, there were also a batch of medicine. Yeah, so but I don't know how that science works, but apparently it works. And then, yeah, that's the last time I heard from the Ipsum guy. So normally, I only get phone calls from you guys when things are not okay. When things are going well, I never get phone calls. So every time I inspect a car for someone and I don't get a phone call from them, so every time I don't get a phone call from someone I inspected for, I know that things are okay. So I've not gotten a phone call from him at all. So I know that things are very okay. And yeah, that marked the end of the Ipsum. Now, for the guys that have been wanting to buy Ipsums at 5 million, you know, that Ipsum used to be 5.5, the one we bought at 7. So the cars that used to be 5 now are 7 million. You get 7 million. And that's if you want a good car. If you don't care, if you want a car that looks like it's a good car, it's okay. Because we bought that car 7 million, but there was another Ipsum that could have gotten at 6.5. It definitely looked much better, but the engine was consuming oil. So you can get that one that consumes oil, and before you know it, you have to overhaul the engine, or you can buy one that has an engine that is already intact on our ditch. So and then the next day, you remember the last time I told you about the Vanguard gentleman? So I think they have been talking with the person that wanted to sell him the Vanguard. One thing I've realized is that brokers and car dealers now have a new tactic. They have realized that you guys like to buy cars that are at people's homes. So what they do is they drive a car, take it to a person's home, take pictures from there, and then go away. When you say I'm coming to buy, they'll direct you to that person's home, and they'll drive that car to that person's home, and then you'll find it there and buy it from there. Now, the cars that normally they take to people's home are cars that have issues. But the Vanguard had no proper paperwork. Yeah. So they take a car like that in that place. And then when you get there, it's obviously the only one to compare with. Of course, it was good. The Vanguard was definitely good. I've seen cars. Yeah. So you go there, and if you're not careful, you'll end up paying. You'll end up paying, and then later on end up realizing that you probably made the wrong choice. Those are for day. You get. So that must have been what happened with the Vanguard. And when this gentleman when we went to the Vanguard, the askari of that place kept telling us in a Moroka, Nanyiniyo, Captain Yavuga Nyonyi. You get? So he kept saying, oh, Captain Yavuga Nyonyi, oh, Captain Yavuga Nyonyi. And in a way, it looks believable until it's not. Yeah? And Captain Yavuga Nyonyi is atali iwo. Because literally his phone number, the Ugandan phone number, was not on. The only way we could contact him was through a WhatsApp call. You get, yeah? So the gentleman called him through a WhatsApp call, and it looked really believable that, you know what, in Uganda, the WhatsApp number was a Kenyan number. Now, these are tricks that brokers now are using, yeah? Taja until he's sure you're going to buy. You get it? So when we got to this car, I was scrutinizing the Vanguard a lot. I kept asking the askari, because it was very cheap, yeah? And the askari kept telling me that the people that never bought that car just did not have the money to buy the car. And yeah, and we were almost ready to buy until the paperwork just did not check out. You get, yeah? Until the paperwork just did not check out, and that's how we gave up. So this gentleman calls me again that very day, and he tells me another person who is in America. You guys, you need to know these things so that another person who is in America has a kaundo on sale at 16 million. At 16 what? 16 million. And that this person, he sent pictures, and in the pictures the kaundo looked really nice. And that the kaundo is being driven by the wife. And yesterday, when we wanted to see the car, that the gentleman had told him we could not see the car because the wife was going to the village. So we had to wait for the wife to come back from the village so that we see the car. But later on, he changed his mind and said we could go. The car was in Chira. And the car was in Chira, which is a very okay thing, yeah? It's very fine for a car to be in Chira. And normally when people tell us the car is in Chira, for us, it's kale boli go parking anga Arthur ojja kuba weeyagala. So for us, the car being in Chira has no problem. In fact, it makes work easy. But as we drove to Chira, the story of this gentleman being in America just did not check out for me. In fact, I kept telling this gentleman, because there was a lot of jam on London bypass, I kept telling this gentleman, is us driving to Chira and the car is either very bad or the car doesn't exist. So we kept driving, and then this gentleman, they kept talking. I kept telling Kakati Vuga again, and the guy was buying kept telling me, "Oh no, guy, I'm American." And I told him, "No, it doesn't check out." And besides, guys, me, I know that the car that is 16 million shillings, the kaundo, ngerichira, babroka bali badde bajane bajigula at least 15, ne bagitwala. Those are the things. Now I'm going to tell you the story of the kaundo we bought. It's quite interesting as well. So we drive, and we never tragiga ate. And together, there are some apartments there. That's where the pictures of the car were taken. So we get into that place, and guy, when he calls this guy again, Arimo America, to tell him that we have reached, guy namugamba kanzi, let me come. You know how you forget that you have been lying to someone, and then you give yourself away. Namugamba kanzi. Now, when we get into the fence, before we even get out of the car, I notice a moroka ya achigo. It was bad. Like I've never seen a kaundo that is that bad. And I've seen some bad cars in my life. Na yenge kaundo yali yagwa, ndoza yagwa ne yefuleti, ne maroba ne yefuleti. The kaundo was really bad. And even the interior was trashed. Chirabika yagwa, ne bajisika wagulu, tebaji zako top. It was really bad. And so the mechanic kept wanting to check, and I was asking him, what are you checking? What are you checking? It was bad. Now, before we went to this car of 16, we went and saw a kaundo. Now, for the guys that remember the last two kaundos we have bought, there's a black one, which was a USZ, and the silver one, which was a UBD. Every time we were buying these cars, they told us about the kaundo we bought yesterday, but we never got a chance to go there. Why did we not get a chance to go there? With the USZ, the black one, it was nice. It was the USZ kaundo was perfect. It was marvelous. So we bought the kaundo USZ at 23 million. And then with the UBD, we were almost going to the kaundo we bought yesterday. I think the person over had said 18 million at that time. But we did not get to go there. Because the time we were buying the USZ kaundo, we did not buy it. We did not buy this UBD, which was a looked like a much better option because of the number plate, because this UBD had no working AC. Yeah. So we ended up buying the USZ because it was perfect. So this time, as we did not find a car in the area that was good enough, we are heading out to buy the UFV that we bought yesterday. Then the guys that had this UBD call us back and they tell us they repaired the AC. And we found that they had repaired the AC, and that's how we bought the UBD. Now yesterday, we go and check out that UFV before we go to Chira. Now, when we get to Chira, this person still wanted 18 million shillings now. Still wanted 18 million shillings. Now, the gentleman that was buying, the gentleman that actually bought the car, as he said, and I told him, why don't you buy this kaundo? Let's give this guy 17 million shillings. And then the guy was telling me, Arthur, it's out of my budget. And then I asked him, are you going to buy a kaundo at 16? Guys, we need to be serious. Where are you going to buy a kaundo at 16? Because I was trying to reason with him, yeah? There is you wanting to buy a certain car, and he did not want other cars. Namugamba, you can buy a Subaru Cross Sporter like 15. He did not want the Subarus. Mark X, the road where he goes, where he lives, the road is bad. So Kakati, I was asking him, where are you going to buy a kaundo at 16? Add 1 million, buy this kaundo, and go home. And then I also told him, then the next time you come and pay other inspection money. Go to Kowa, Katoredo spend is a cent in economy inspection. Is a cent singa wagata ko runi ofune moroke nunji. Wali badeka tishinechi to achiva muda. So I reasoned with him and we called the guy, the seller of the car. I did not call him because and then the guy accepted the money. So yesterday I told this guy I had only 2 hours to look at whatever car you have. So I escaped office. I left people at office doing work. I told them, Kanzije. I got out. We went. So after we went and drove the car because it was also about the first time we did not drive it. So I wanted to make sure we were paying for something that is good. So we went and I drove the car. It checked everything apart from the AC still. And so we went to the bank. I left the gentleman in the bank, went back to office, patched up some things I had to patch up. Then I went, picked him up, and then we went. I left him paying. Then I went to pick my kids from school. So that's the story. Now, I got to pick my kids from school. I'm at my kids' school, and the gentleman sends me a picture. The boot was changed, which is totally normal. Now, the boot they put on there was a 3-liter boot, and this guy is a 2.4. So he sent me a picture of that car. And I told him, but that's normal. The next picture I get from him is a picture of the dashboard, muchisawa wano, ngachira go butara bona, engine check, oil, battery. And he said, "Athe moto kangira go butara." And I asked him, "Have you turned on the engine?" You guys will be surprised how many people would buy cars with ngatebamanyi motoka. Ochisegira. And of course the engine was not on. So I tell him, you know what? Kuba self. Because I drove the car, everything checked out. And he did it. And then he called me and asked me, and I told him, go so that's what happened. That's the story of the Kaundo yesterday. It's finally we got a car for the person that wanted to buy a Vanguard at 15. And yeah. And now it's interesting that finally namumaze. Of course, you guys, clean money. Now the thing that I guys double tap the screen to give me more likes, double tap. So the thing that happens, yeah, I recommend that you pay my 50,000 consultation. We have a clear chart, yeah, a clear chart about what cars you can buy with your budget. Nze senga tonkubira kuchatinga nange to tell you what cars, because sometimes it can save you. Instead of coming and the car you want does not exist, yeah, you can decide to postpone and then buy a car another time. But you remember the Probox guy I told you about? I got a Probox 2008 UB series at 15 million. He did not come. But that's good for me because then I don't get to suffer with you in the field trying to look for a car that does not exist. You get? So that's why I need you guys to be paying that consultation fee so that we chat. It doubles as consultation and also booking. So that you make sure that before we go to the field, the money you have can buy the car you want. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And yes, of course, I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car, I'm your man. Yes, I come with the mechanic, and together, me, him, and you, we make sure that you get a good car at your budget. But always call me and let's engage on what car you can buy in your budget so that tomorrow would be. It's very painful for you to waste time. Knowing that and you buy a car that is bad, or you buy a car that's going to waste your money, and I'm sure you don't want. Baram, for the guys that don't know Baram going to nagulida chibine yetta, no. Yeah, you're gonna get into Namonako. Anyway, guys. Kandabe, which question did I read? Kandabe. Nakome wano. Kandabe nedda. Sebunya, Emmanuel, how are you? Viola, good morning. Billy Crown. But are they gonna put marks or the roundabout and no, they are no marks. That's all. That's of course they're going to put lines, definitely. They're going to put lines, but in terms of everything else is done apart from the lines. Ensura mukuru nina 16 bangamba nonye kigege olaba otya mukuru. Oh! Kigege 16 kimanye genda baka ipapula ya milioni nga 8. Ompulira ezo sabiri munya ingine egera kuba sinungi bulungi. Ogitekemu milioni nga 2.3 is 2.7. Then ne body ojja kwesanga certain parts of the chassis are also not good. Ochitege certain akayumba kajja because the moroka ye 16 olina yabaji koyi. Right now people are not selling their Chigeges because Chigege is like a very reliable car. You get, yeah, but 16, you look around and see, but I'm telling you, nzenga bwe nonye motoka, I don't think I'm going to look for a Chigege that is 16 nzenga atha. Akuja ngangula yangi, I know the risks I'm taking, but the way I know a person that is looking for a Chigege of 16, don't give me inspection money. Don't. It's not going to be a good car. Chigege gendo okube nnungi inzo tandikira mu milioni nga 25. Ate ne ya 25, it will have something bad, and majority of the time it will be that it has a lot of police receipts, probably like 7 to 8 to 10 million of police receipts. You get, So just know emoroka ye 16 taxi egenda kubanga erina ebibi biyitirivu. So kati nze agula kigere ye 16, don't give me your inspection money, go alone or get a mechanic to go and search with you. Daniels, good morning. Kim Job, good morning. Kampala is so noisy in the morning. Viola Namiro, Arthur, I think I want to buy a new car. Pay deposit in Sasura Ampara. I want a second model of the Vitz. Advise you should hurry before they stop coming, because then very, very soon you are going to be buying Vitz of 32 million. I don't think you would invest 32 million in a Vitz. Arthur, I requested that you talk about Rumion Corolla and model New Wish. What exactly do you want me to talk about? Those cars, there is a possibility you can get both of them with the 2ZR engine, which is a very reliable engine. Yeah, 1.8 liters. Or you can get a Wish with a 3ZR engine. Yeah. 3ZR is 2 liter, but the Wish is definitely okay. Just buy. Wish is one of the most comfortable cars I've seen in like the cars that have just been released, that like 2008 and above. Yeah. And the Rumion, I just don't like I don't think the Rumion is worth the money that people buy it. So I'll definitely prefer the Wish if the comparison is what you wanted. Yeah. But they're all very reliable cars, but I'll definitely prefer the Wish. So buy the Wish Kutesa. Arthur and all car lovers, good morning. What's the cost of a Mark X 2009-2010 from the bond? Are they in the bond? Depending on, just know it's about 30 to 35 million shillings, depending on the trim and the grade. Travel Live Vlog, good morning. Majwala Julius. Let's like the podcast. Thank you, Omoria. Thank you. Guys, double tap. You're 68, you have only 55 likes. Double tap. Kona koti. Screen yo. Brijay Kakai VIP. You're lost. We say Nubu what? Good morning. Henry Modern Juice. Arthur, in my 14, will I get a Wish old model ngampo? Mteja kuba mpomu na hiyo jejifuna. Amasima. Mteja kuba mpomu. Mteja kuba mpomu. I can tell you reliably that Wish mpomu. Itani kila milioni 18. Mpomu. Council Patrick Asiko, good morning. You get lost a lot. Obeda Mukamori. So those are my stories, and you guys apparently don't have any questions to ask me today, which is a very good thing. It means you guys almost know everything. The one-way park is there is a Volkswagen. It's a Golf 4. You know how you have had people say Golf 4, Golf Zona, Golf Nonji Nyo. You guys that want to buy Volkswagens, I've told you time and again, every time you feel you want to buy a German machine, buy a Mercedes-Benz. You get Mercedes-Benz is like the most reliable German machine there is. We've learned a lot with you. Amin Akim. After I want to pay down payment in the Indian bond, I pay the balance slowly. Is that possible? Yes. But normally they'll ask you for like 70% or 60% of the cost of the car. Yeah. But for example, twagula luli like Sienta twagula 29, twasasura kwa 21. Was it 20? 20? Yeah. There's a time we bought a Wish that was 39 and we paid 20 something, 26. You get, so you need to have, if a car costs 40, it should have more than 20 million. You should have more than 22. Better than 25, when you pay like more than half the cost of the car in the bond, they can give it to you on credit. Which together. Arthur, is increasing the height of the car from the bond a must? No, it's not a must. Normally we do it to make sure, like me, I drive the Maram Road, yeah? I increase it. The car looks better, definitely. My practice looks really good. It looks better, but it also gives you good ground clearance in case you find obstacles on the way. Which together. So it's not a must, but normally, thanking to John. Nkuzemu John, chigundu chiwanuka chechiriwo. John, nkuzemu. Can I get a newer SI on loan with 20 cash? You can definitely try. You can try. I'm thinking you can. It depends also which bond you go to. But you can. You definitely can. Bagenda sigala bakubanje milioni nga 3 19 ziba 19 oba 2 because bajja jiguza newer SI entuufu enunje nga grade nunje limu milioni nga 39 kwana. Yeah, but this, yes, you can get. Job or Waguyu, Arthur, is IST old model at 12 million fair? Yes, very fair. Of course, provided it's in good condition. If you buy an IST, if you buy the IST old model at 12 million and it has a faulty engine, you have bought poorly. because then you're going to spend about 2.5 million shillings replacing the engine, which will put it at 14.5. So if that IST has a faulty engine, you should buy it at like 10. Of course, now it's literally almost impossible for you to get the IST old model at 10. But my former plumber, God rest his soul, bought his IST old model at 7 and in like put an engine at 2.5, which meant his car was like at 10. There's a time I called him, gatwagala mu million kumi na bidi, he refused, ngayagala over million kumi na nyachitundu. God rest his soul, he died without even driving his car for even a year. He died also without, he did not enjoy his car. Quick is Maria, good morning. Arthur, could you please talk about the 1KR in Paso in comparison to the 2NZ? Guys, you never compare the 1KR to the 2NZ. Don't. If you have the option of buying a 2NZ, buy 2NZ. There is no way you're comparing it. And the Paso 2010-2012 was a starter car. What could be the budget? Not in the bond. Right now, guys, Pasos, I'm not sure which one looks like which year looks like what. But Pasos are between 10 to 17 million, yeah, if it's outside the bond. But I don't see a reason why you're buying a Paso, buy a Vitz instead. The Paso is too small, guys. Okujanga, you don't expect to grow your family or get yourself a girlfriend or wife. Yeah, just get yourself, just get a Vitz new model. There's no reason. Paso is not worth your money. It's not, and it doesn't save that much fuel, I can tell you. I know you cannot get IST new model UB at 18. You can't. At 18, even the IST old model will not be in very good condition. Arthur, hi, what's the price of a Spacio steering rack? About 300,000 shillings. You can even probably get it at 250, and I'm talking about Japan used. I think I should buy a Ugandan used Nuwa, and I change to digital. John, but 20 million still you won't get. The Ugandan used Nuwa in good condition will probably cost you 26, 27. You remember we bought the last one, 27 million. Yeah, and that's if you're picky about the condition. Do you recommend using spacers to increase the car's height? Yes, spacers are okay. Me, I used spacers and springs. So my car is like a Land Cruiser. It's high. I say, Mother Raymond, good morning. Yes, guys, mbasibule, mbuzaida chikamunana muzimpa, ngene kole ebirala. Muzimpa ngene kole ebirala. Mwe bali kubera ku broadcast bagayi bangi. Question ndangenda zisangayo wanse. Tusime Eddie, Wabuyi Nelson, George Bob, Louis, tumuhimbise Ivan, Waswa Emmanuel Pablotti, M. Andama Desmond, Paul Sema VIP, Derek Lule, Nsereko Starch, Bara Muriebuzi, Tuwene Pads Limited, Narunjoji Harriet, Mark Suna, Stephen L., Mikel Yuji, Matov Idris, Fahad Kemis, Bara Muriebuzi, Felix Mani, Senkindu John, George Senkubuge, SPK Driving School VIP, Nabagamba SPK Driving School, Edikanyanya ku gas. Bobove Emperere, they can flat before gas, Bobova Kampala, they can flat after gas. That's where SPK Driving School is. Mugene muigo kuvuga mfunime Pam Jones, Infocam BSJ, Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Henry Modern Juice, One God Media 2, Billy Crown, Kamukama Godwin, Musasizi Samuel, Max Suna, Isoba Ivan, Juma Ali, S. Zak, Viola Namiro, Ruanga Abbas, Daniel, Musime Kim Job, Kutesa David, Engineer Mugarura, Majwala Julius, Stephen Omoria, Henry Modern Juice, Brigitte Kakai VIP, Hussein Nubuwat, Senkindu John, Kanso Patrick Asiku, John Owaichu, how do you read it? Saidi, Kwikiriza Maria, Chigundu Chiwanuka, Komakech Caesar, Dr. E, yes, Semanda Raymond, Musime Kim Job, Arthur Wandi, watandise okukuba 1NZ. Musime nkuba 1NZ yenkadde. Katira n'abafirwa. If you have the old 1NZ and your engine dies, replace it with a new 1NZ. You might need to buy a new computer. It's totally okay. Replace it with a new 1NZ. The old 1NZ, yeah, it's a very good engine, but it has issues over time. Isaac Luirika, Oyo Surveyor, Semanda Raymond, Mtuse just in time to say good morning. We meet tomorrow evening. Kare. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast. The guys that are watching this video later on, I don't take you for granted. The guys that are in Kamori, I don't take you for granted. Thank you very much for choosing to be part of this morning routine. It makes me happy. It kills my stress as well. I hope it does the same to you too. Without the live broadcast, I think I would be a sardine video. Yeah, Yusuf Minaj, I can make 28 cash for SI. Hope it would be in good condition. Yeah, you can get. Guys, I wish you a very lovely morning and a very lovely Friday. Don't drink and drive. I know Friday night, normally you people go out and have fun, yeah? Arthur, between Subaru Forester 2010 and Primo 2010, which one should I buy? And the 1NZ, the 2ZR, which engine? Buy the 2ZR if you're buying the Primo, and I'm sure the Primo will be much more expensive than the Forester. So now it's a question, of course. The Primo will definitely be better because it will even recoup your money back. But the Forester will be definitely cheaper to buy, but more expensive to maintain. Guys, I wish you a very lovely day. May the good Lord bless you. See you tomorrow evening. Ciao.